Hi guys, today I'm going to be talking about a biofuel called ethanol, and we're going to discuss grain-powered gains. So let's get right into it. So like I said, I'm talking about ethanol. It's one of the most common and widely used biofuels in the world today. It is an alcohol fuel that is usually made from corn in the United States, and it's already blended into a lot of gasoline that we use on a daily basis. So, how is it cultivated and grown? So, ethanol, again, is primarily made from corn, a crop that's widely grown across the Midwest. Corn is cultivated through conventional farming methods. Some of these methods include planting seeds in a row, fertilizing, watering throughout the growing season, and some modern agriculture conventional farming techniques include tractors, irrigation systems, and even genetically modified corn varieties to optimize the starch content. And once this corn is harvested, the kernels are separated from the rest of the plant. These kernels in the corn are very rich in starch. Starch, as y'all know, is a complex carbohydrate, and this can be broken down into simple sugars, for example, glucose. And this is a very much a key step because those sugars will later be fermented by yeast to produce ethanol. So how this fuel is produced, initially the corn plant develops by photosynthesis, which y'all are probably familiar with, is converting carbon dioxide and water into sugars with the presence of sunlight. After harvesting, starch in the corn is converted to simple sugars, then yeast is introduced, and through fermentations, these sugars are broken down to form ethanol and carbon dioxide. This is also similar to how beer and wine are made, only we don't consume it, but instead we use it to power our cars. So the developmental status of ethanol. Ethanol is widely available right now. Y'all probably have seen it knowingly or unknowingly. If you've ever seen a gas pump labeled E10 or E5, 885, you've already seen ethanol in action. E10 means 10% ethanol and 90% gasoline. E85 is mostly ethanol and is also used in special flex fuel vehicles. How ethanol impacts our carbon footprint. So compared to fossil fuels, ethanol actually has a pretty low carbon footprint. That's because the carbon dioxide released when it's burned is somewhat balanced by the carbon dioxide the plant absorbs as they grow, but it's not quite carbon neutral. There's still emissions from the farming and harvesting, transport, all the steps involved in the cultivation of this plant. And also, it's great for rural areas. Economically, it has a great impact, and it actually offers jobs to thousands of employees, raises the income of farmers, and creates a multi-billion dollar economy. So it's pretty good for the economy. There's been various attempts to explain ethanol to the public. There's been an effort to inform about the merits of it. Gas pumps have labels on them, and there's been government-sponsored campaigns and education campaign promoting this biofuel as cleaner. So yeah, there's been multiple attempts to explain to public. So, what's my analysis on this? I think ethanol is a decent transitional fuel. I think it's good for reducing emissions and for the economy, but it's still not, the end all be all, I don't think. It still takes up a lot of water, fertilizer, and a lot of energy to produce, and it takes away from food crops, again, such as corn. We're not eating that, we're just using it for fuel. So I think my recommendation, I think we should still keep using ethanol, but put more money into second generation biofuels that use waste materials like corn stalks or switchgrass. These are more environmentally friendly and won't take away from food. If money was not a problem, I say my plan would be to fund more research for more efficient ethanol and to educate consumers on the real benefits and also the limits of ethanol, help farmers transition to growing energy crops or using crop waste. That's what my plan would be. So lastly, ethanol is already helping us make the first steps towards cleaner energy. It's really not the final product, but it's definitely a beginning. And with investment and education, we can enhance this biofuel and other ones for the world to be an even better and cleaner place. So thank you for watching. Here are my references.